Happy New Year, candle lovers. Oh my goodness. We are in 2024, baby. Yes. Let's clap it up for that. We are in 2024. It's here. It's happening. I'm excited. I'm excited. I was doing my vision board, and you know what? I was like, this is gonna be a soft yet meaningful year for Whiffs on Wheels. Um, there's always a lot of pressure as an entrepreneur to want to level up and perform, right? Perform. And I was just like, this year I'm gonna kind of chill on that. Chill on that. I really just want to hone in on some business principles, and I really want to execute behind the scenes. A lot of times we get caught up in the song and dance. We do. We do, whether it's intentional or unintentional. We get caught up in it. We're all kind of stuck to our phones, and we feel those pressures sometime of needing to or wanting to level up and be at this level or be at that level. And I said, you know what, this year, I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to go at my own pace in my own race. And like I always say, continue to stay in my own lane. I've really had a lot of time to just do some spiritual evaluation, and the conclusion that I've drawn, the obvious conclusion, right? And it's kind of cliche to say, but when God's ready to bless you, he'll bless you, right? You don't need to be running 100 miles an hour and losing sleep and not eating right for the sake of following your dream. Yes, you put in the work, but at the same time, he gives the increase. You plant your seed and you water your seed, and he's the one that makes it grow. So I'm understanding that more than ever now. So that's kind of what's been going on with Whiffs on Wheels. Now, that is not to say we're not busy little bees over here at the Whiffs on Wheels lab, because we are. In fact, we've got so many new candle collections and bundle packages available on our website. I've been working like crazy, creating and just having the time of my life. Our Valentine's Day collection is out. So I'll be debuting that very soon. And we've even got our Black History collection out already. Yes, we are trying to stay ahead of the game and push these collections so that our customers have ample amount of time to, put them on their wish list and purchase if they want to. So we're excited about those two collections. And then we've just got some amazing bundles that have been jazzed up a little bit. All right. So we've been doing a lot of creation, a lot of just letting our juices flow into our craft, which is candle making. So if you go over to the website, www.whiffsonwheels.com, you will see all of the new beauty and all of the new just magical work that we've been doing over there. But the reason why I made the video today is it's a new year. It's a new year. And, I put a couple of quotes up. So I put up our, traditional New Year's post on Instagram. And with that, I put, we're living it up. That's always like my New Year's theme song by Ja Rule, living it up. And my definition of living it up is not probably what most would think, right? So the song is about living it up and having a good time and partying. And although that is a way to live it up, that's not the meaning I take from it. When I say living it up, what I mean is living it up to your fullest potential, right? And so I stumbled across some quotes that I'm going to take with me in the new year, right? That I'm taking with me, that I've taken with me in the new year. And I just kind of want to talk about what each of those quotes mean to me personally and to the business Whiffs on Wheels, right? So let's get into our first quote. The first quote is, if you see beauty in something, don't wait for others to agree. So what does that mean for me and for Whiffs on Wheels? If you see beauty in something, don't wait for others to agree. I cannot tell you how many times throughout my entrepreneurial journey, and this will be our fourth year as full-time entrepreneurs, right? We have been entrepreneurs since 2017. But as you guys all know, we walked away from corporate in 2020 and made it a thing, right? And I can't tell you how many times that I didn't push a candle or a collection out because of fear of what other people might think of it. I saw the beauty in it. I saw the value in it, but I thought, others aren't going to see it. Others aren't going to value it like I do. And so the first quote, if you see beauty in something, don't wait for others to agree. Don't wait for others to validate. Sorry about that, you guys. Every time I start a video, it's like calls come in. But don't wait for others to see the beauty in what you've created. As creators, we're always making things. And the thing that it took me so long to understand is that everyone's not going to see beauty the way you do. It's subjective, right? I might see something and think it's just the best thing ever. And you might see something and go, it's the worst thing ever. So creativity, right? Your products that you create. And for us, it's candles. We see the beauty in it, right? Of course, we're making them. But I'm no longer waiting for others to validate that beauty. If I have a creative juice splurge, and I want to push a collection out or a candle out, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to wait to see, hey, what do you think of this? Or do you think this is good? I'm just going to put it out there. And, if people like it and love it and want to invest in it, beautiful. If not, we move on. Second quote. I got my quotes here. Everything will fall into place. Just keep working, keep pushing, keep grinding it out in due time. I think that one's kind of self-explanatory because everything will fall into place eventually, it will. If you believe that, you've got to have that belief system in you. You can't be a stinking thinking type of person and think that things are going to happen, right? You've got to be optimistic. You've got to hope for the best. So things do fall into place. You've just got to keep working hard. You've got to keep grinding. You've got to keep pushing, and in due time, right? We all have our season. And in your off season, you grind, you work just as hard as in your on season, right? You don't give up, and eventually things kind of pan together and they all work out. So that one was kind of self-explanatory. The next quote that I put up is, appreciate where you are in your journey, even if it's not where you want to be. Every season serves its purpose. Oh my goodness, have I learned that the hard way. I used to beat myself up so much because I wasn't where I thought I should be as an entrepreneur, and I'm still not. However, I now understand this concept more than ever. I have learned to appreciate where I am in my journey. I have learned to appreciate it. J. Cole has a song. He's one of my favorite music artists, male music artists. And he has a song, and in the song he goes, there's beauty in the struggle. Okay, there's beauty in the struggle. And that is so true, because although sales may not always be pouring in and candle parties may not always be booked, as they say, booked and busy, I appreciate the time that I have to just sit at my desk, burn my candle, turn on my jazz, and create. That's a blessing. There's so many people who wish they could just sit and create. And, I am extremely blessed to be able to do that. So although we may not have these astronomical amount of sales rolling in or booked back to back with candle making parties or wholesale orders or at markets every day, all day, I'm appreciating the soft, quiet moments where I have to just be and to create. I love that. So I am appreciating where I am in my journey, and I understand that this season serves a purpose. Okay, so that was a good one. The next quote that I really, really liked, okay, this is kind of one of those boom, in the kisser quotes, but it was very meaningful. So the quote says, promote yourself until it pays off. They'll either get mad and delete you or be inspired and support you. And I love that because it's so true. Oh my goodness. I can't tell you how many times I've posted about a candle and I've lost like 12 followers. I'm like, okay, didn't know you hated the candles so much. But promote yourself. Promote yourself until it pays off. They'll either get mad and delete you or they'll be inspired and support you. And, I'm big on that. I'm this is not only my livelihood, this is my passion, this is my career, candle making, right? And if I don't promote myself, who is? Who's going to? I'm not a known brand. I can't just post a candle and people are going to flock to buy it. I'm not Bath and Body Works. You know, it was so funny because one time I was going to pick up candle supplies, and funny enough, we passed by a Bath and Body Works. And when I tell you the line was from here to Kansas, it was here, it was way around the building, wrapped around the building. And I thought, oh gosh, I would love to have that type of support one day where I just post a candle and people just are knocking down the doors to buy it. But that's never going to happen if I'm not promoting my business. And I get that some people don't necessarily appreciate that, which begs the question, why are you even following if you don't want to see candles? I'm a candle maker, but that's a whole nother story for another day. But I have to promote my business. If I want to generate sales, I have to promote it. And if I'm not going to promote it, who else? This is my baby, right? And I've got to let the world know she's here, which is Whiffs on Wheels, right? And hey, if it causes a follower to fall off, then see ya. I don't know what you were here for in the first place. But I can't tell you how many messages I've received over my 3 years in business as a full-time entrepreneur where people are saying, you inspire me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I didn't know that I was inspiring you. So the quote is very true. Either people are going to get mad and delete you and go, oh, I'm tired of seeing you and your candles, or they're gonna be inspired and support. And support doesn't always mean in the form of a sale. A support could be liking the picture. A support could be sharing the picture. A support could be reposting the picture. Support comes in many different forms, and it's not always in monetary form. So yes, always promote your business, and the people that want to delete and get tired, see ya. All right, let's look at another quote here. This is probably my favorite quote that I'm taking with me, most meaningful to me in 2024. You got to know how dope you are without validation, congratulations, or a celebration, baby. Let's do that one more time for the people in the back that was out getting water. You got to know how dope you are without a validation, a congratulations, or a celebration. What? That's deep. Let's unpack it. For so long, I'm in a world called vendor world, right? I'm in a world called vendor world, and it's a small world. We kind of know each other, right? And even if we don't know each other, we see each other. Hey, girl, hey, what's up, bro? We see each other type thing. And at one point, I was at markets 4 or 5 times a week. In fact, I was dubbed the market queen because that's all I did was stay at market, so much so that people would inbox me and, how can I get in this market? I'm like, how can I get in that market? I'm like, just hit the market manager up. I don't know. I just apply and I pay my market fee and I go. Well, a lot of those vendors in vendor world would get together and hang out and do things together and vend together. They would tell each other about different markets. And I was never privy to a lot of those interactions, right? A lot of those vendors. And I would always wonder, why don't I get invited to the events? Why don't I would see on Instagram where, vendors that I've been with, they're all together at a market taking a picture together. And I'm like, I didn't know about that market. Why didn't anybody tell me? I was looking for an invite to the table. And I learned very quickly that I wasn't going to get an invite for many reasons, okay? There were many reasons why Wiss almost didn't get invited to the party, none of which are even need to be mentioned. But we didn't get invites to a lot of the parties, right? A lot of the events, a lot of the social gatherings, right? And that bothered me for a while. And it wasn't until recently, it was not until recently that I started internalizing this quote. girl, you got to know how dope you are without validation. You got to know how dope you are without a congratulations or a celebration. You may not get invited. You got to be okay with not being invited or accepted. Okay? That's not what this is about. This is about you following your goals, you following your dreams, you creating generational wealth for your family and career opportunities for other people, particularly in underserved communities, because that's what I want to do with this business. And there's another video about that. I think it's called like Tina's Thoughts. You could check that out if you're interested in seeing what I want to do with Wits on Wheels and the places I want us to go. But I know how dope I am now. Okay. I know how dope I am now without the validation or the congratulations or the celebration. I don't need any of it or the invitation. I don't need any of it because I know who I am. And you know, I'm a woman of faith. I always say that. I'm a child of God. So I especially know whose I am. So remember, guys, you don't need to be in the end. Just stay focused and in your own lane and know how dope you are without any of the sideline cheers. And then my last quote, which is, it's self-explanatory. It speaks for itself. You gotta include God in everything. Everything, everything, everything. You know, I haven't shared this story publicly, and I'm not one for mentioning names, but last year I had a really big contract on the table with a really, really, really big company. When I tell you really big, there you see them 4 and 5 times on any given street you're driving down. Really big company. Had a really big contract on the table. And in some literature that I had put out about my business, I mentioned God in the literature and what he was to me and what he was to my business. And the company said, you got to take that out. We love everything about what you've done, but you got to take that piece out if you want to have this contract with us. And man, I cried. I cried so hard because I already knew what I was going to do, but it was a big contract. And as a small business, you know, those big contracts are few and far between, but they wanted to do a contract to do some candles, curated special candles. They weren't going to be like these. They were going to be special designer vessels. We had already submitted samples. They'd approved the samples. They'd approved the scents. And when it was time to put literature with it about our business, because, you know, they wanted to know a little bit about our business with each package that would be going out, they said, you got to take God out. I said, absolutely not. They said, okay. And they didn't do business with me. No bad blood. They actually reached out a few weeks ago about, and during the holiday season, about a candle making party. So there's no bad blood. It's just, it's business. It was business for them. And they couldn't run the risk of losing clients because we were mentioning God. They couldn't run the risk of that. This is a big mega company, you guys. Like I told you, it's about 7 of them, 8 of them, 10 of them on any given street that you're driving down. But they couldn't run the risk of having their clients, their top clients, disfellowship from their business because little old Whiffs on Wheels was mentioning God. And I did turn that contract down. And I cried like a baby when I did it because I needed the money. We needed the money. We're a small business. We wanted the business. Who doesn't want the business? Who doesn't want the money? Who doesn't want the coin? But my morals and values will forever supersede any dollar that's being thrown at me. And I will never compromise my faith for a dollar. I'm just not going to do it. I include God in everything. I mention him in just about every video that I make. And that doesn't work for most people. In fact, people get really turned off. And I've noticed something. Whenever I post on my Instagram and I mention God, I lose about a good 7 to 10 followers. It doesn't make me any, never mind. But I do notice that. And hey, to each his own. But as for Whiffs on Wheels, we're going to talk about God. So last quote, you got to include God in everything. You got to. It's non-negotiable over here at Whiffs on Wheels. We know where our blessings come from. So yeah, that's just a roundup of our quotes and what they mean to us in 2024 and how we'll be applying them to our entrepreneurial journey in 2024. There's a lot of good things happening, you guys. There's so much. And I'm always excited to see what surprises God is going to sprinkle on us. We have visions, we have goals, we have plans, but then God always throws a little bone in there for you. So I will leave you all with this. Follow your dreams. Stay loyal to your soil. Whatever your soil is, stay loyal to it, and good things will come. Maybe not immediately, but indefinitely. They will come, okay? You guys take care of yourself. It's going to be an amazing 2024. We're going to rock it out like we've never rocked it out before, but we're also going to be soft, and we're going to be gentle, and we're going to take our time because that's all right too. You guys take care.
The Candle Thon continues.